Shadows asleep amidst the trees. Bats all a swaying in the breeze. But one soul lies anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and rakes. For your dolly Polly sleep has flown, don't dare let her tremble alone. For the witcher, heartless cold, paid in coin of gold. He comes, he'll go, leave naught behind but heartache and woe. Deep, deep woe. It's all silent for the night. House turned in as daylight dies. But when so light anxious, wide awake, fearing all manner of ghouls, hags and rakes, my dear Dolly.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Haunted Connection show. We're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester. And tonight we are going to be talking about what experience did you have to make you believe in the paranormal. So I'm sure you've all got lots and lots of stories. So we are ready to believe you.
So, before they make comments, then let's start with you.
Oh,
We always start with
I
you.
know you. Well, mine just goes back years and years and years.
About
Right,
300
since
years.
I was a child, yeah, maybe even longer. Ever since I was a child, I always knew that there was something different, something out there that wasn't quite normal, and I did experience quite a few things that really did scare me.
Tell us
when I
about
was a
this
child.
creature in the wardrobe.
Yeah, for a long time, this I'd be lying in bed and this little thing would come out of the wardrobe, because there was a built-in wardrobe in the wall at the end of my bed, and this thing would come out of the wardrobe, and he would come and sit on the end of the bed, and he would pinch my feet, pinch them quite hard, and he would make me cry. And I just used to try and hide under my bed, and it was awful. And if I told anybody, like my parents, they would say, "Oh, you're just dreaming. Oh, you're just imagining it." And for quite a long time, he used to come out of the wardrobe, sit on the end of my bed, and pinch my feet really quite hard sometimes. And it scared me to death for a long
I
time.
think it would do. Okay, that's is Bloss's comment. Oh. Bloss says, was that when you saw Neil, Jane?
Oh no, didn't meet Neil till a long time after that. But yeah, what's your experience then?
We'll talk about mine in a minute because we've got some comments.
Okie
Otherwise, I shall miss them. Caroline said she saw a spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good start. Okay, Walter says, speaking of haunted items, anyone know where I can find a gin item?
Well, I think it's just going to be one of those things where you just have to keep searching until you're sort of drawn to an item and you feel that it's there. It's not like these sort of things are catalogued or put on display in places. To find a genuine one, you're going to have to try and find it yourself. You know, there's a lot of old shops with a lot of old antiques and bits and pieces like that. So, yeah, you're just going to have to search until you find what you're looking for. But when you come across it, you'll know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Amanda says, that mirror, I know there was a woman before you said about it when I was in the shop. The woman in the mirror tried to get my attention, and she did not like it that I didn't give her the attention she needed.
Oh,
Interesting. That's good.
interesting.
And it says, I think spirits must have been attracted as we moved around a lot, but everywhere we went, we had something. So, going on from that comment, then, do you think a lot of houses will have ghosts?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and I've said many times, I believe that the spirit world is in this field or this empty space around us. So wherever you are, there's always going to be spirit around you.
Mm-hmm. Bloss says, just always been interested. Yeah. Mine was probably when I really, really believed was at Wigston House.
Yeah.
You've probably heard this story loads of times. We were investigating Wigston House in Leicester, and I was badly overshadowed one night.
Yeah.
Took 3 big guys to drop me down the stairs a couple of times.
You did bounce, Will.
And then it took Jane quite a while to sort of bring me back round, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. It was a good
Up until then, I've always had an interest, but up until then, I weren't sure. But I know what I experienced that night.
Yeah, you always had an experience when you was a teenager as well, didn't you? Because we went
Yeah.
on that trail as well, didn't we?
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I saw this woman walking towards me in the playing field, long flowing black hair, long flowing white dress. That I didn't know what it was, and must have been until many years later, when I read a book about the village I was brought up in, and she had been seen on regular occurrences. Turned out that she committed suicide, and we found out that the area outside the churchyard was for suicide, so we did a live feed there, didn't we?
We did.
And it turns out she was jilted at the altar by me in a past life.
Very interesting, that was.
That's why she was coming to me. She probably knew my energy.
Recognises your energy.
So, of course, that sort of cemented my belief then, that night did.
Yeah.
Sarah says, many experiences got me interested in the spirit world. As a child, saw and heard things, but no one believed me. Then, in adult life, my grandma visited me one night when I was in bed during an upsetting time in my life.
Oh.
That's a nice story. And I think that happens a lot as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Then they come comfort you.
They will come around to bring you comfort, to try and guide you, to try and heal you if you're not very well. So yeah, they're always around.
So Bloss says she remembers that live feed. It was very good. Yeah, it was very emotional for me personally, obviously. But it was just fascinating the way it panned out, especially when the bloke come forward with drug dealers.
Yeah, it was all good stuff.
Annette says, I'm on a feed by myself. I was on YouTube, but lost it. Well, you found us again, Annette. That's good. Sarah says, but since investigating the paranormal, I have had many more unexplained experiences. Yeah. So please keep your comments coming in. Oh, Sarah. Sarah says, I've always known there's plenty more than us out there. Therefore, it's easy to accept the paranormal. Things you think you've seen, things out the corner of your eye, and things around. Yeah. So, do you always feel spirits around you?
No.
So
not always, because I do control it. I have like an on and off switch, and it's not good for you to constantly be open and to let them come in all the time. If you're shopping, or if you're at the checkout, or if you're in the bank, or you're trying to sort out family matters or things like that, you don't always want spirit coming in and sort of trying to distract your attention. So I always give spirit plenty of notice when I want to work. I open up properly. I communicate with spirit, and that's why I believe I always get good results, because it's done in a sort of you know,
controlled way.
yeah.
Okay. Rick says, meeting you, Neil, cemented my belief in the paranormal, especially reading your book and seeing you also saw red eyes at the Grace Dew Priory, as in the Hellhounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story. Rick, I used to work at the COVID site,
Yeah.
and he went to the Grace Dew Priory one night, and he saw these red eyes. No one believed him until he read my book, and we experienced the same.
Yeah.
So tell him about that experience,
Yeah,
Jane.
devil dogs. Yeah, we went to Grace Dew. There was 6 of us, and I know there were 6 of us because everybody was sort of quite frightened, really, and we seemed to be walking in a formation where there was one person at the front, and then a diamond shape of like 4 people, and then there'd be one person in the middle, and everybody was sort of trying to be that one person in the middle, so at least if something come out at you, to get the others first before it got you.
I think I pull rank on a lot.
But we were walking through the woods, and we all seen 3 black dogs, big black dogs, running towards us, and we even sort of slightly moved over to let them pass. And as we turned round to see where they were running, there was nothing there, and yet we clearly saw them all running towards us. And you know, we did move over to let them by, and as we turned round,
They'd
nothing.
gone.
Yeah, and there was no owners. We did have a look round to see if there was any person on there who'd let their dogs off or anything, but absolutely nothing.
It was freaky.
It was freaky.
And those woods are quite a freaky place anyway.
Yeah. But it was one of those things, I think, because you weren't expecting it, because you didn't sort of really ask for it, that's when it was at its most strongest.
Yeah.
Because we did go back, didn't we, in
We
search
did.
of them.
We did a live feed, didn't we? Just
Yeah,
you and me.
we set the intention that we wanted to see the dogs. We were going there especially to see the dogs, and absolutely nothing happened.
Nothing. It was cold as well. And then it says we must have attracted them. We moved around a lot as kids, but everywhere we went, we had something. I think that's quite common, though, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot
No
of
matter
children
how
are susceptible to seeing them.
you move to, you have experiences. Sarah says, but of course, investigating the centre and joining in with the lives and all that you guys do has definitely kept me interested in the paranormal. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, the centre is special, even if I say so myself. Amy, I thought you were on another show, Amy. I thought you were a turncoat, a Judas tonight. But you were promoting the Paramedic. Have you had yours? No, I'm not. No, I've not had my hair cut. My hair just needs washing. It's all scruffy. I've got an important do tomorrow, haven't I? I've got to have a shave tonight. Would you believe it? I've got to find my shoes and my suit tomorrow.
Flipping heck. Can you send us a photo?
No, I've given Julie strict instructions not to take a photo.
What, have you in a suit?
Yeah.
I bet you look. I bet you scrub up quite well.
No. And then it says only one scary experience. Woke up with a great weight and like the air had been sucked out of the room. Ran, but doors would not open. The house was very active.
That's good.
That is my biggest fear in what we do. I must admit, and Julie experienced it once when we had the items in the carport. Somebody standing at the bottom of the bed. She woke up and saw this person at the bottom of the bed. And then another night, she woke up and she felt like she got her hands around her neck. It weren't me.
No. But that's quite strong coming from Julie, because she's quite sceptical, isn't she?
She is, yeah. Okay. Amanda says, Jane, please can I ask if you know me? The reason why I'm asking this is when I was in the shop, I froze for a few seconds, but felt my head was not like it should be. It was weird, but when you talked to me, my head came back. I live in Newcastle. Have you had anyone else have this happen? Amanda Richards.
I can't really see your picture anyway. I think it's
Got 3
It'd be
foot.
interesting to see an actual picture of your face, but it doesn't necessarily ring a bell. But then again, you know, we may have met in past lives. It's difficult to say.
Yeah, but like I say, you've been to the centre, so unfortunately we do meet so many people coming to the centre. I can't remember everyone. I do apologise, but I blame my age. No. Amy says that's next week, Pops. Okay, I thought it was this week. The Paranormal Thing said, hi guys, how are you? Very well, thank you.
Good, thanks.
I'm not looking forward to driving down to Guildford tomorrow for my son's graduation. I'm certainly not looking forward to wearing a suit and a tie.
Oh, it'd be great
Oh,
fun.
no.
Yeah, it'd be lovely if it's really hot and you've got your suit on and your tie on. You'll have a lovely time.
But we are very well, thank you for asking. We are very excited about what we have coming up and what we're doing. Bloss says, you wearing the posh clothes on Thursday? No. Well, you're coming Friday to the seance as well, aren't you, Bloss? Amanda says, how can I send you a picture?
You could message me one.
Yeah,
private message me.
Jane Rowley. Sarah says, you remember me?
Oh, of course.
How can we forget you, Sarah? The Paranormal Thing, has the clown doll fallen off since I was at the centre? No, it hasn't. And to me, that makes it even more interesting when it does. Because I think if it were natural, it would be falling off all the time. And it hasn't fallen off once. It's never fallen off before. It's not fallen off since. So that's, to me, that's more evidential. Bloss says she's coming Friday night at seance.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right in full camera shot. No, not really. Just joking, Bloss. So, are you looking forward to the Friday seance? Because we haven't done one for ages.
I'm looking forward to doing it in a different place. And doing it for the first time here downstairs in the shop. So that's going to be good.
Yeah, and it's a full house as well. There's 11 guests.
Wow.
So it's going to be good. Have you got any expectations? I know the answer, but we'll tell everybody else.
No, I don't really. I've set the intention that we want Spirit to come forward and we want to communicate with them. But that's really as far
we
as
never
it goes.
expect anything, do we? And I think that's what everyone should do. Don't expect anything. Then if you get something, it's a bonus. Bloss says you wouldn't dare. No, I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't do that to you anyway, mate. So, what other scary experiences have you had, Jane?
Oh, we've had lots, haven't we? One of the ones that still sticks in my mind more than anything is Blueface. Because that still generates so many questions for me, and it was such a phenomenal experience that, you know, it's something that you just couldn't ever recreate, you know, and we've just never had anybody actually say, well, this is this, this is that, this is what's caused it, this is how it's happened. And even though I've sent the video off to quite a few people, it's always been unexplainable. So for me, Blueface is one of the biggest captures that we've had. It's been quite...
Yeah, if no one's seen our video of Blueface, we were using a thermal camera, and everything is red and white it should be, but there was a blue, clear as day, blue face on there. So it's no one living, because we wouldn't be blue, because that's
we'd be
cold.
Red, wouldn't we? Yeah.
We'd be red and white. And the camera moved, but the blue face stayed where it was.
Yeah.
It's like it was embedded in it, or
Yeah. I mean, a couple of people said, oh, it was a reflection, but nobody looked like that in our team. Nobody was an elderly gentleman with a bald head.
No, not even me. Annette says, I'll be watching that. Brilliant. We are going to live stream the sales on Friday. So if anybody would like to watch, that will be from about 7 o'clock. We've got Amy on the camera. So hopefully it's going to be a good night. We're going to have some equipment set up around the room as well. And we're just going to have, the only light we'll have is the candles.
Yeah.
Because
Really
the
good.
shop now has curtains that we can put up. So the shop room will be dark and we're just going to have candles and we'll have the REM pod set around the place and whatever piece of equipment we can. Hopefully it'll be a good and interesting couple of hours. Sarah says, we had a bit of unnerving experience 2 weeks ago when we stayed overnight at the centre. At 4:15 in the morning, 3 of us were woken up by a loud thud upstairs and for about 10 minutes, heavy footsteps walking around.
Yeah.
Cool.
Few people have experienced it when they've been sleeping over.
So were you sleeping in the medieval room, Sarah? So what's above the doll room's above that, isn't it? So that's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you experienced that. And that said, I'd like to send you a picture of what I caught in my house. I think I'm on a ley line and I believe anything can pop in. Please do. Please send the pictures. You can either send it to me or to Jane and we'll have a look. I love seeing people's photos and videos. Sarah says, yes, we were, and Ant heard it too. Yeah, Ant did tell me about it, but I love it. I love it when people I think that one of the last teams to sleep in the medieval room, two women woke up in the middle of the night and saw two soldiers standing in the doorway looking at them.
Yeah, good.
I'm glad I weren't here. Annette says it's scary, to be honest. Oh, even better, Annette. Yeah, please send them to us. We'd love to see it.
So we have captured quite a lot of photographs, haven't we, here at the centre? And it was, although we have sort of our favourite sort of incidents that make us confirm really the paranormal for us. We've also had so many photos, haven't we, and videos, and there's been so many other experiences here that the smash mirror and things caught on videos, Bob moving and Mouseman jumping off the shelves and the SLS camera.
Yeah, it's endless, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's not just us capturing it. It's other teams capture the most actually, because unfortunately we don't have enough time, opportunity to investigate the centre ourselves. Sarah says, we also heard someone in the kitchen area. Yeah, the kitchen area is very active, and the room where Amy goes, or Amy's office, that is very active. I know
the general manager's office.
The general manager's office. I know one lady came out of the toilet and saw a man in a grey suit sitting on Amy's chair. And she went back in, come back out, and he'd gone. And that was no one living. And even before we got the shop, we used to go outside and see the light.
Yeah.
The light in the Amy's office is on sensor, so there has to be movement. And quite often we'd see the light on from outside.
Yeah, and the shadow going past the window.
Yeah, and I've spent the evening in there on my own, and the toilet light is on sensor, and that came on. The sensor of that room turned on, and then the sensor of the toilet turned on. Then the toilet and the extraction fan turned off, and the sensor light in the room turned off.
Lots of stuff going on.
Needless to say, I went back down to the shop. Floss says, my scariest time was when my bomb-proof dog was spooked. Nothing around for a walk. We did down a country lane 3 or 4 times a day. He didn't like whatever it was. Yeah, we had a dog actually come into the shop yesterday, and whenever it looked at me, it was barking and howling.
Oh,
But the owner took it down the other side of the cabinets. He was fine. Brought it back into the middle. He was barking and howling. That was a bit spooky.
mm.
And the owner said he's not normally like this. Sarah says, when I came up towards the end of last year in daylight, two of us saw a small hunched old man walk through the wall in the kitchen area.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Cool.
I think we did sort of say about whether it would be the cobbler or not, because he's hunched over, isn't
He's one of the first ones you picked up on,
he?
isn't
Yeah.
it? Have you ever come across a situation where you thought, that's it, no
Here?
more? Anywhere?
No, not really.
You've never been spooked that much? Think no.
Well, at the time, you've got to deal with it, haven't you? And I suppose it's a bit like having a baby, isn't it? At the time, it's pretty horrendous, but when you think back on it, it weren't that bad after all. And you go in for another one.
No,
But,
no. Speaking from a man's point of view, childbirth, piece of cake, apart from the hand.
You know, I think when you're in like Wigston House that time, Dudley Castle, and it was all kicking off, and it was all really busy, and we've got people going down
that
like
all
flies.
landed on you, didn't it?
Yeah, but at the time you just sort of deal with it and get on with it, and then sort of afterwards, when you think back, you think, oh, actually, shit. But you get through it, and then of course you don't mind going through the experience again, because it's actually proving what you're looking for.
Yeah. And then it says, when my old dog passed away, we could hear scratching on the door as we used to do when he was alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I they do have spirits, animals. Sarah says, yes, you thought it was the cobbler, Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he was one of the first ones you picked up on.
Yeah.
Before the items
and we have actually
came
found his details, haven't we?
You did.
We found his death record in 1885 and his parents' details, because I did say at the time his father was also a cobbler, and he was.
Lots of
they
cobblers
lived up
around.
at Church Walk. And pardon?
Lots of cobblers around.
Yeah. And we found his address to be number 11 Blockley's Yard, which is the little yard right outside the back. So very interesting.
That's fascinating when you find stuff out like that, isn't it?
I think so, because it actually makes them real.
Please keep your comments coming in. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever been so scared that I thought, no. Probably here, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you do that a lot.
Obviously, the second floor does scare me.
I think one of the scariest ones was when we came down the stairs that time after doing one of the live.
You ran.
And before we got the second floor, we used to come down the stairs, and I always used to knock on the door and then put my ear up to the door to listen. And quite a few times it'd be scratching, or there'd be sort of little faint knocks and bumps and bangs and stuff like that. But on this one occasion when we do it, Neil was halfway down the stairs and I've knocked on the door and I was just listening, and then back on the door came 3 really loud knocks, and I just ran off.
And she's here to protect me.
Oh, it was a good. That was good. That was.
We did have a laugh afterwards.
We did.
After we got out of the building, we did have a laugh. Yeah, I remember that. I remember it well. Sarah says, I had a hairy experience where the door in the kitchen rattled violently and was being pushed through from behind the stairs twice. Only me upstairs in the medieval room heard it once, and on the second one, I was like, I'm out of here. I ran down to Neil. I remember that, Sarah. That did scare you, didn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
It does make you think, though, when so many people have experiences, it's got to be more than just coincidence, hasn't it? Even here in this building, people experience so much, and they capture so many photos, they capture so many videos. We've had so many experiences ourselves. Surely That is more than coincidence.
Yeah. Well, what about that night? I think we were doing a live feed just after we got the shop, and we said we'll carry on upstairs, and went
Yeah.
up to the wardroom, and the lights were off, and you said, "Oh, I'll just wait for you, Neil," because you saw someone standing at the door, the door to the doll
I
room.
didn't want to go in on my own, so I let Neil go first.
Good job she didn't tell me beforehand, because I wouldn't have gone in. Bloss says, my Lishbeth dog is still here. Victoria saw her the other week. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I know you think the world of your dogs, Bloss. And it says, I think I'd do a run as well. No, there's no shame in running.
Even when you're a grown adult.
Makes no difference, does it? So yeah, I think that was one of the scariest. With you banging on the door and banging back, because I
Yeah.
heard it, because I was
Yeah.
halfway up the other stairs.
Yeah, and that was a big, and it was right on the other side of the door where I put my ear up against the door, and it was, yeah, it shook me a bit.
And also, I was here when the big mirror got lifted up and smashed.
Yeah.
I didn't half make a bang. I thought, oh, geez, that's the bomb.
Yeah.
Because that was a good night, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
I had to call you
me
in.
Yeah.
Because a guy, one of the
He was being
members of
really
the team
badly
was,
affected, wasn't he?
he was badly affected. And guess who's in this Saturday?
Is it the same team?
It's that team.
Fantastic. Well, I will be on call if you need it.
And Bloss says, Neil runs faster than anyone. Too
Not
right.
faster than me.
Anything, I'm gone. I'll
You didn't
leave.
catch me up. And I can't run at all.
If anything's scary, that's what we've got Ant and Amy for. Send them in.
We always used to call Evan our demon fodder, didn't
Yeah.
we? Poor Evan. He
We
used
did,
to come
didn't
on
we?
investigations with us, and we used to send him in first, just in case, like a lamb to the slaughter.
We did, didn't we?
Bless him. It was a development opportunity. He loved it.
Sarah says the air raid shelter in the war room is very active. We've had someone knocking on the metal roof. Yeah, we've had that quite a few times. Someone knocking on the metal.
Yeah.
So, any more comments? So yeah, I've personally had some scary things happen up here.
When you've been in on your
On
own
your
as
own,
well. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, people. Nobody has actually spent the entire night here, all on their own.
Going from room to room.
Going from room to room, moving around the building. A few people have tried it, pardon me, and they've ended up just being perhaps shut in the tea room because they just don't go any further. A young man called Drew, Elliot.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Elliot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing a charity event.
Yeah, and he tried to stay in the building, going from room to room, trying different experiences. And after a couple of hours, the building really did not respond kindly, and he was absolutely terrified.
No, because before we left him on his own, Jane and I came up and we sort of talked through some health and safety things just in case. And he says as soon as we left the building, and this was just the second floor.
Yeah.
Now basically we'd only got 3 rooms, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he says as soon as we'd gone that it was a different beast. That the building just took on a different whole meaning. And now to think we've got 3 floors, going from floor to floor, from room to room, I admit it terrifies me.
Yeah.
Plus says, wish I could get up the stairs. In fact, I wish I could walk.
Oh, bless you.
Sarah says, was thinking when you do these seances, instead of just calling out to spirit, how about leaving an empty chair at the table and invite them to be part of it?
Yeah, we have done that before.
Yeah, we have done that. And we do have an empty chair this Friday. So we might have it left for a spirit to come sit down. And then it says, I can remember going to the loo in the night and something dark and little bobbed down the outside door. I woke the house up shouting for someone to come and see what it was. Yeah, I can see that one. My biggest fear in all this is having someone standing at the bottom of my bed.
Yeah.
That just that thought of that is just terrifies me. And also, you open the door and see someone just peep out and go back in. Like,
Yeah, we've seen that before here as well, haven't we?
that's not good to me. That's a jump scare. I don't like jump scares. That's why we sent Amy and Ant in. I don't think not a lot scares them pair. So what do you think could happen to scare you so much that you think, no, I bit off more than I can chew?
I don't know really, because my understanding of the spirit world is quite, I've quite a good understanding, and there's just nothing yet that we've come across that would possibly have that. Even going into the mirror, and that did sort of scare me a bit. I did feel I was out my depth a bit there, but I sort of went through with it, and now it's just given me so much more of a greater understanding. I suppose in order to learn what we've got to learn, we might have to be in these uncomfortable environments sometimes.
Yeah, I must admit, we do plan on going in the mirror, all four of us, and I am nervous about that.
Yeah, so you've got to take yourself out your comfort zone a little bit in order to learn and to develop.
No, that's why I pay you or make a book.
Yeah.
Sarah says, Neil, can you think of any experience you could have that would stop doing what you do? Difficult, isn't it? Let me think about it a minute. I'll come back to that one.
We wouldn't let him stop anyway. We'd just pick him up, dust him off, and send him back in.
Paul says, I had my nan at the end of the bed for 3 nights in a row. See, at the minute, even that would scare me. If it was my dad, that would scare me.
Yeah.
Vicky says, what have I missed? You've missed more than half the show, Vicky. We're actually talking about what experience did you have that made you believe in the paranormal. So chip in what you persuaded you the paranormal was real. Sarah's answered my question for you. Sarah's answered Sarah's question. Abandon Neil.
What, if we left you on your own?
I know long time ago, before the pandemic, we were going to do Alone in the Dark. Jane only volunteered for 6 hours. I said I'd stay all night.
Yeah, you were going to do 12 hours, weren't you? 12 hours lockdown on your own in the building.
But I know what I'm like. There's no way. I am a bit of a coward. I admit it. I don't watch horror films. I don't like horror films.
No,
Julie loves them. I hate them. If I sat in any of the rooms, I'd be fine. No, the attic room, I'd just sit in the corner. I could stay there. I couldn't do it in the dark because I'm scared of the dark. But the thought of walking through them corridors and down them stairs, up and down them stairs, from room to room, scares.
Just a torch.
With just a torch.
Or a candle.
Scares the life out of me. It really does. So yeah, if I got locked in the building all night, then no, I couldn't do it. I'd be dead.
And then I'd still have to come and sort you out.
Yeah. Paul said his nan was trying to tell him something.
Yeah, I can believe that. That's probably why she took up so much energy to perhaps manifest and show herself to you.
And Sarah says, no way, I would either. No, I just couldn't do it. You'd be uneasy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, everybody says, yeah, I could do it, I'll do it, I'll stay in the building on my own, but it is a completely different monster. I've been in the building quite a few times on my own, and it just, it bothers me because, we we've got such a wonderful place here where we've invited so much from the paranormal. You know, is there something that you know? It's different when it's on your own. When you've got a team behind you, then it's a different matter. But you know, even one morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, before we opened the shop area, I was upstairs in the new séance room, wallpaper in the wall. And it was, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I heard somebody walking outside the corridor, and I thought it was Neil and Julie come back. And 5 minutes later, I'm listening to these footsteps going up and down, up and down. And 5 minutes later, Neil and Julie rang me on the phone saying, "We can't get in. You've left your key in the door. Can you let us in?" And I'm thinking, well, who the bloody hell's that walking up and down the stairs? They're not even in the building. So yeah, it is a different monster.
It is. It just thought of it and shivers down my spine, I must admit. Okay, Sarah says, I must be honest, the only full apparition I have seen was of a small boy running into my bedroom and stop at the end of my bed. It did terrify me. Oh yeah, it would. No, I don't fancy that. Amanda says, I've had over the years, many things have happened to me in different places in houses. I don't understand how people come to me and not scared by it all. I'm calm. You're lucky, Amanda. I wish I could be calm. Like I say, this place is a different beast when it's on your own. Oh, I had so much happen. Listen, Vicky, especially at the HAPRC. However, the first event I ever went on was at Tutbury Castle. As a guest, saw an apparition in the dungeon. Couldn't believe my luck. That was it. I was hooked.
Yeah, it's good when you get a good experience.
Sarah says, my last visit to the centre a couple of weeks ago, since being home, I had a week of really vivid dreams. Not quite sure why. Never had it before.
Perhaps
any ideas?
Spirit are trying to tell you something. Perhaps somebody's trying to communicate with you. Because they do say that one of the first ways that Spirit try to contact you is through your sleep, through your dreams, because you're completely relaxed, you're completely open-minded. They can come in and sort of show themselves, show you images, talk to you even, and you will take it and not be freaked out by it and not be panic and stuff like that. Because then you'll wake up and you'll actually question yourself what it was that you saw, what was happening, what was going on. And that's the first. And if you sort of handle that and you take that in your stride and you sort of welcome that, then they will come back and give you more. If it freaks you out and you don't really know what to do with yourself or what to do with it, they won't come back and do it again until you're sort of ready.
Yeah, Facebook user, sorry, I don't know who you are, you just come up as Facebook user. I've seen a candlelit figure at the side of my bed when I was a child. Thought it was an angel.
Oh, may well have been.
Sarah says, I wish I'd kept a sleep diary.
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
And then Paul says, I believe in since I was 8, but then ghost hunting once in the early 80s, something locked me in the loo. I couldn't open the door for at least 20 minutes. The door opened outwards. It was an old gatehouse to the old farm, which I saw a figure in the window.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you been back since? And see if you can experience anything else?
So if you experience something really, really horrible at a location, would you go back?
Yes.
Yeah, because you're weird.
I think for me, the only thing that would probably stop me is if something perhaps really happened to, say, like a member of your family or your grandchildren or something like that. If through me they were
at harm.
They were getting bothered and hassled, then that would probably stop me for a while until it stopped. But that's never happened, and I doubt very much that it would happen. So.
Paul says no, the house was refurbished. And Vicky says, my daughter had that happen, Jane. My father-in-law came and woke her up. She told me the following day that Grandad Ray sat on the bed and woke her up.
Ah.
See, I still wouldn't fancy it. I wouldn't like to wake up in the middle of the night and this just dimly lit bedroom and my dad was there. I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you talk to him?
No, I'd be scared.
If it was your dad's energy, you would recognise that energy and it wouldn't feel a scary energy. It would be such a familiar, warm energy that you probably wouldn't feel
The
scared.
scary thing is that knowing him, that's when it come to me. When I was in bed.
But he was a loving dad anyway, wasn't he? He wouldn't do you any harm, would he?
No, but I don't know. I just don't fancy it. So, have you ever had anything follow you home then, or anywhere? Because we've been to some cool places, haven't we?
No, I can't say because I don't let them. I don't let them do that. No, because I was training in mediumship and spiritualism for a long time before I sort of started in the paranormal. So I was already, I already had like a structured way of working with spirit anyway. So I've never really.
And that first night at Hinkley Museum, you were so quiet.
I know.
I know I was.
So were you.
I know I was. Now look at us.
Yeah, so it's I think if you work with spirit and you have an understanding of spirit, it's much easier to deal with what's going on.
Sarah says, gotta go. Been lovely chatting to you both. And
Yeah,
you,
we'll
Sarah,
see you soon.
You're coming back soon, I think, to the centre. That'd be good. So, any final comments? Because the hour's nearly up. It always goes quick. I love getting loads of comments.
Yeah, I like hearing about people's experiences as well. I love hearing about how people sort of work in the paranormal and what they sort of do in their experiences.
Yeah, I would like to go back to Wixon House.
Yeah.
I know you can't, but I would like to go back.
But I'd also like to get Julie back as well and do an investigation with Julie, because when although Julie's quite sceptical about some things, when she does actually see it, we did an investigation, and when Julie actually saw all those lights on the floor, her reaction and what she was saying, everything was so genuine. You can't just make that up. It was a great experience.
Yeah. Hey, Vicky says, it's not scary, Neil. Roger woke up by the front door at 2 a.m-ish. I was at Dudley Castle working. His dad hadn't long passed, and we were trying to find out his RAF number. I remember Roger telling me about this, Vicky. Roger opened the door, and his dad was standing there and gave him his number. 3 days later, we found out and it was right.
Fantastic.
I remember him telling me that, Vicky.
Yeah.
Ross says, see you soon. Amanda says, I was doing a canvas tiger with James a few years ago, and I was sat on my bed. My dad, who had passed in 2013, came to me. Next thing, my cousin rang me and said to my cousin, I've been waiting for her to ring me. I know what she was going to say, like we'd lost June, my RJ, and my dad's sister.
Oh.
They say that, don't they?
Yeah.
They come in for a reason. Paul says, can't wait to meet you all at ParaMeet. No, same here, Paul. Be good to meet you at the ParaMeet, which is taking place in September. Book your table, please, and your day pass. Paul said, your dad probably just making sure he saw you, just looking out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It. Facebook user said, hi, guys. Vicky says it's such a wonderful experience when you get to speak to them. I have been lucky to be able to speak to my dad on a Ouija board a couple of times now. Love it. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Me and Julie did Ouija boards from home during the first lockdown, and we had family members. And it was such a nice experience with Julie, who, like Jane said, she is a little bit skeptical. She doesn't really investigate the paranormal. But she was in tears what her nan told her on the board, and I didn't know the answers, and even Julie didn't know some of the answers she gave us until she checked. Facebook user said, looking forward to the ParaMeet.
Yeah.
So are we.
Lots of good things going on this year.
Lots of good things. Okay, just 10 minutes left. Who watched the Demon Files Sunday night and did you enjoy it? Please let us know. Paul said your loved ones come through just to reassure they are okay, and will you? Yeah, the Demon Files was good this one Sunday, wasn't it?
It was. But they're always good, I think. Everyone's been as good as you know, no two really have ever been the same, have they?
No.
No, we do apologise to keep coughing, but we're just getting over coughs.
Amanda says, me and my son are together if the place my front door opens all the time. When I'm in my son's house, I feel a lady present and I've seen my dad. That's nice. Vicky says, yeah, awesome show Sunday. Amanda says it was really good, and Sarah says Demon Files was excellent.
Yeah, it is. We do enjoy doing
Paul
it.
says, sorry, we'll be looking after you. Your family members will be looking over you. Yeah, we do enjoy the Demon Files, but Sunday was just exceptional. That was exceptional good.
But I think everyone's been really good. I think everyone's been exceptional because it's just completely different. Now, when we went to the woods, that one still blows me away.
Yeah, because that was different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the next one, though, we are going to try something different, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're not going to tell what, because I like dangling the carrot. We got a new. Annette says, "Love the Demon Files." We're not going to be using the Pathfinder board on the next one. We're going to be using something different. Which again, that just popped into my head after we stopped doing the live feed, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just says, "Well, why don't we do this?"
Yeah.
So something different to look forward to.
I think sometimes they do inspire us to work in different ways.
Vicky says, I enjoyed it when you used the crystal ball. I saw things. Yeah. The reason we used the crystal ball is because the demon.
Yeah, the demon. He was. Was it Regasso?
I can't remember which one it was.
He was sort of a demon of stargazing, which was crystal gazing or something, which is all around crystal balls, which is why we did what we did. So what we try and do is if there's something relevant that we can bring forward that they can work with, or that they're familiar with, or that they're renowned for doing, then that's what we want to try and bring forward.
Yeah. So I just love him. I really do love him. I must admit, when you first come up with the idea, it's all Jane's fault. I was a bit nervous about it.
It's only because I got a bit bored in lockdown. I was reading all this stuff about demons, and I was thinking, like, hang on a minute.
Paul says, I had my fortune read about over 25 years ago by a family member, which passed away years ago. Everything came true.
That's good.
Vicky says, I want that crystal ball. My birthday is end of July, Neil. Hint, hint. Well, well, to be honest, that crystal ball is in the shop and it is for sale.
Yeah.
Hint, hint to your husband, Vicky.
But it doesn't come with any demons.
No. So it is for sale. So tell your husband.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're worth the price.
Julia has actually got a really nice collection of crystal balls in the shop. I have actually got my eye on one, but I need to earn some more wages first. Because every time I keep getting wages, I spend them in the shop.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. Vicky says, oops, mean I know it is. Because she says, initially she says, that. Which means that.
Yeah.
He's listening, got his hands over his ears. No need for that. Get your money in your pocket next time you come.
Yeah.
Vicky says, snap.
Yeah. Neil gives me an envelope with money in it, and then I end up giving it him straight back for a load of stuff.
I know it's coming back. The money I give out's on the bands. Give them out, bring back. name of the game, I'm afraid. So yeah, so we are going to do another Dimmer Files in a couple of weeks, I think.
Well, we need to just have a look at the diary, don't we?
Yeah.
Have you got a team in Sunday? Have you got anything
I
going on
can't-
Sunday?
Can't remember that. Vicky says, before I start an event, I've spent it too, Jane.
It's terrible, isn't it? Once you get in the shop and you think, oh, I'll have that, I need that in my life.
This is why I like you coming, Vicky.
Yeah, busy time.
Paul says, I read a book called Demons and Familiars. Very good to read. Have you read that one?
I'm not sure. I have got some books similar to that, maybe.
So yeah, so the moral of this bit of the show is, if you get wages, spend them here. Because you know it puts a smile on my little face. Vicky says, I knew it wasn't because of my charm. Well, it's that as well, Vicky, of course. You always make us laugh. So any final comments? Any final words from you, Jane?
No, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for joining us, and thank you for sharing all your experiences with us. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, just keep doing what you do best, and just keep busy.
Vicky says, love you too.
Oh, love you more.
I don't understand all this. Love you more. Is this all women's talk? I don't know. You should hear this pair when they're going to leave the building, shouting down the street, love you more. I'm thinking, what? Ian says, Vicky hurts me. Laugh out loud. And then it says, I love these talks, but they go very quickly. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Paul says, bye all. Vicky says, we should do this live at 9 p.m. though. We did used to. But it's 9 p.m. my bedtime.
Yeah.
I've got to get up. I'm up early in the morning.
And I need all the beauty sleep I can get.
Sarah says, good live tonight. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, always good to see everyone with the comments. Nice to see the regular names coming up. So that's about it for us tonight. We're back on Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday evening we've got a special abandonment. We are going to twist it around a bit from what I said earlier. The first bit is some new items that have been sent to us from America. The first 45 minutes or so of the show is for you to tell us what you think about the items, what you're sensing, picking up. And then for the last part of the show, Jane will be doing some psychometry on it.
Let's see what we pick up.
Vicky says, you need none, Jane. Beautiful inside and out, lovely.
Bless you, thank you. Well, yeah, it's gone a bit fuzzy, isn't it?
I won't say the word. And that says, you cannot get rid of us now you're stuck. That's good. It's nice being stuck with some lovely people, though, isn't it?
It is. It's, we have such a lovely following, and it's great to see so many people, and so many people have become our friends. And I think a lot of that as well all comes from the first para meet that we did.
Yes, this is true.
We had this idea for trying to enhance some para unity, and we started the para meet, and that's where we met our Amy, wasn't it? Amy came along, and so many teams turned up.
We've been trying to get rid of her since.
So many
but
teams.
She keeps turning up.
Yeah.
Just joking, Ames.
Yeah, so many people turned up, and we met so many new people along the way. It's been lovely, really.
Yeah. So we're going to say goodnight. I hope you all have a nice week, and hopefully we'll see you Thursday for our next live show, because it's going to be another good one.
Yeah. So we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.